my friends. It's your boy Banner, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. So, what you're looking at, what we're going to interfere with today, are these two Pixie Bogunvilliea plants. Now, if you remember, a few weeks ago, I would have acquired these and did some heavy pruning on it. And what was supposed to happen was that when they started to give me new growth, I was supposed to repot. Clearly that didn't happen. So what we're doing today, we are going to repot these fellows into some nice little training pots and start them on their journey as future bonsai. Yeah, so that is the happenings. Larry Disco. So as you can see, my friends, I'm bringing this one closer so that you can have a little look-see at how much growth I got from this one. The other one is the same thing as well, a lot of new growth. And I estimate that I'm going to do a little bit of pruning back to it. This is the second one. Not as vigorous as the first, but if I remember correctly, I pruned this one back a bit harder than that one because of the branch structure. So we have a nice thing going here with these fellas. So let's get to repotting. Now I need to get this fella out of the pot. So to get him out, I'm squeezing the sides of the pot a bit and rolling him just a bit to kind of loosen him up in the container. And he is out. So what I'm going to do is to scrape away this soil and have a look at the roots and begin the development of a nice root system, you know, encouraging fine feeder roots and having that radial root spread. I think it's only fair that I mention, as I am scraping the dirt out in a radial pattern, right? So I'm already encouraging or kind of fostering what I want from this root ball. So I'm scraping it out in a radial pattern. So what that will do, that will start to untangle any tangled roots and start to put them in the direction that I want. And what we will come in and do afterward is just remove all the rest of unnecessary guys that not going in directions that we want. So you see, I have this fella here that going back in on itself. So this is something that we will have to correct when I get rid of this thing. So we're going with it. So what I did, my friends, I washed out the roots, and what it has revealed is a pretty decent root system, not flowing in a radial pattern, at least not wholly and solely. And it also revealed that, because I got this from a nursery, Mayogi, here in Trinidad, and this green thing was used to hold moisture so that the developing roots could grow through it. So with that, what I'm going to do now is to remove some guys, and already have this very strong fellow flowing in not so good of a space. Yeah, so let's get to that. So I removed some very heavy set guys from this root ball, and I'm not going to remove any more because, you know the saying, Rome wasn't built in a day, and I want this week going to starting to develop a rooting system. Yeah, so now that this is done, the pot of choice is this nice little training pot that I'm going to put him into, or her. And what I'm going to do, hold on, before I say what I'm going to do, I'm trying to make the root ball as flat as possible, right? Asking for the best radial spread that I could possibly ask for at this present time. Now, as this was a cutting, what I'll have to do on the next repot is to identify, because I'm not going to do this now, identify a more definite root plane. Because I have some guys that might be a little high up that I could kind of remove, but I don't want to overdo it. I really try not to overdo it, my friends. I know this particular species is a tough species. Bogunvillias are pretty tough, but at the same time too, I really don't want to overdo it, you know. So I think what I took is enough for now, and I have the beginning of something of a kind of radial pattern, you know. I'm now saying I don't want to overdo it, and every single time I turn the plant around, I see something else that I want to take off. Ah, boy. Alright, that's it. This is what I'm going with. This is what I'm going with. So, let me get some soil into this pot, and let's pot this up and take a look at the top. Yeah? Alright. So what's happening is that I have me a bit of slow release fertilizer in the dirt, and I'm going to place the plant. And I don't think let me adjust the camera level just a bit. I'm spreading out the roots as best as I can with what I have at present. This is him in its new home, right? And let's take a look at the top quickly, pruning back, obviously looking at directional pruning, and not obviously. What I meant to say was that I prefer the directional pruning method over wiring. However, I am not averse to using wire. So I will use wire, and I have some stuff that I want to practice some wire skills on. But this ain't one of it. This ain't one of them. Right? So we're going to prune back some stuff. Like you have this very long extending branch that comes out. This is a new branch that came out from on the side, and I don't think this was part of the original design. So, but let me take a look at it, and I have to get a couple stones, because I like to place stones to stabilize. Good. So let's look at pruning back the top of this. So this is all I'm going to do with this one for now. I'm going to prune back a lot. I'm going to show you the lot. A lot I took off. And let's wish this well. I'll give you a more in-depth look when I finish with the second one. So let's move on to the second one. So without skipping a beat, friends, you know we're doing the same thing. Roll the pot to the side. Squeeze a little bit to loosen up the root ball in the pot. And push to the bottom, and it slides out. I'm going to remove the dirt, take a look at the roots, or I could look at, this time let me look at the top first before I interfere with the roots. So there's a lot of leaves, so let me get to removing some items here. because we have some nice extending bits of growth, but I don't want it too far out. So unlike the last one, my friends, I think I'm identifying this as the front. This has a lot of character. I would have taken some stuff off. If I turn it around, you have this serving as a very nice back branch. This off to the side, this off to the side, this guy coming up here. And we have a nice kind of structure. At least it looks nice to me. So this is what I'm going with until we develop it further. Yeah, so that said, let's get to this root ball. No, it's so funny, yeah? But this one gave me an easier time with washing off the roots. And I ain't waiting. I had to remove this fella, and you see this fella that's shooting at a 90-degree angle that is very big. It's two of them actually. They're gone. Right, so let me cut that a little better. I want to remove anybody that's shooting straight down. And can I identify a root plane from this? Just under this massive cut that I just made here are roots. But I have this very strong guy shooting down. So I'm going to take him off. I'm going to take him off. It means that I have this guy here that's going badly, and I'm thinking to myself, I could take this fella off, this fella off. Now there's a very strong fellow here. So hopefully I did not overdo, but I cut this root ball right back to basic. There's a crossing guy here that I don't want. Everybody else kind of fans out in a radial pattern. Right, everybody fans out in a radial pattern. Let's plant this guy up and basically hope for the best. So if I were to be honest, my friends, I did a better job with this one, even though I went a lot more extreme on the roots than the other. Branch structure wise, I think this one has a better structure. This is a clear front for this tree, and what I could hope for is that, you know, it survives and it develops over time and we have something magnificent from the both of them. So this is just a 360 view on this one. So this turntable is a little wobbly, but that's okay. And we're here at the front again. So let me show you the other one. This is the other guy. he is taller. And this for me is the back of him. And as we go around to the side and we come back to the front, this is it here. I've given him a good watering, and I'll do the same with the other guy. This young shoot that's being blocked off here, this young shoot I did not remove because I found it was a little empty if I removed him from this side. So let's see if we could develop something on this side here. And there we go with this. This branch, I left it a little bit long. It's long and straight. But what I want to do in the future is prune it back. Because right now as it stands, it kind of competing with the apex. Even though the apex is thicker and this is thinner, it competing a little bit. So I would like to prune it back a bit. And let's see. But we have a lot of work to do in the future. Sorry if I was giving you some bad camera work, my friends. Yeah, that's it. Let's go on to some other news. So when I took the walk on the savannah and I decided to film all of the lovely puis, there was a ficus I identified or I looked at that I was not sure about. I'm still not sure because I didn't investigate at all. But I pulled off one and I stuck it in my little pouch and I came home with it. This is that little fellow, coming along very strongly. Strongly enough that it has roots that looking to come out of the pot. I don't know if you could see it on the side here. He's doing quite well, to the point where I went for my walk this morning and I got another couple of them to experiment with. So we will see how that goes. On to more news. The candle tree fringing that I created, where I did some extreme cuts to the roots, is doing well. Is doing quite well. So far, what I can say is that I've lost 2 of these fellows. So this guy here, I think he's dead. Yep, dead. And another guy across here, he is also, no, he's not dead. He probably has a little bit of life in him still. So I'll leave them for now to see if anything turns up from them, because you know trees have a tendency of surprising you. Other than that, my friends, this forest is doing very well. It's coming along. This guy is the slowest on the uptake, but I ain't worried about him at all. Everything is coming along nicely. The air layers that I took off, the Texas Ebony air layer, is doing very well. And I learned something with this. Now usually when I air layer, I take off the air layers when I see roots after about between 6 to 8 weeks. I left this guy on for a little longer and he developed some more roots. And what is happening is that, unlike my previous air layers on Texas Ebonies, this is the most successful. I have another one from the previous air layers. The other 2 died. But this one is doing a lot better than the one that is living right now. Now for the ironwood air layer that I did, he is still showing up and showing out. According to the out and bad, he is not skipping any beats. As for the Writer Religiosa mixture rock penging that I did, they are doing okay. The one to the back is struggling just a bit, but I am seeing growth on the branch that is not looking so good. I'm trying to get in so that you could see. And you can see there is growth. So everybody kind of doing okay so far. And the other one that I did before that one, I had to remove 2 trees from the back here because they did not survive. I removed a tree from in front here because it didn't survive. This guy is still green. When you scrape the bark, he's still green. So I'm waiting to see what is happening. But that is what happening so far, my friends. So far, so good. An update I did not, I've almost forgot to mention. These are the cuttings from the Pixie Bogunvillieas. When I cut them back pretty hard, I took them, the cuttings, and I stuck them in this pot, and I have 3 new trees. So I'm leaving these here for the hour. Let them grow, let them take off, and then, we are action, we are something. That's it for today. Thank you so very, very much for joining me here on Try Bonsai. Like, subscribe, share. Let's build this channel. If you know somebody who will benefit from the work that I do, share it away. And as I usually say, be good to yourself. Be good to others. Treat people how you want to be treated. And always remember that our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it. If not for ourselves, let us do it for the future generations. Yeah? So, I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.